vibe. Come let we lime, come let we vibe. Lime vibe. Lime vibe.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to another LimeVibe Live podcast. I'm your host with the most, Yori Araman Kemp, here for another lively and provocative show here on the LimeVibe channel. So if you have not done so, please do so now. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube page. That's LimeVibe77. That's LimeVibe77 on Facebook and YouTube. And if you have not done so, please do so because it helps us to share the channel and it helps keep people engaged with what's going on in the Caribbean. Okay, and also there's a donate link inside the description as well. So if you have a chance, please donate to the show. Anything that moves your heart to give to the LimeVibe Live podcast, we would greatly appreciate it. So please like, share, and subscribe and donate to the show. Yeah, thank you for joining me again tonight, man. I really appreciate having you guys here with me tonight. It's not going to be a very long show. I was running and gun today. I was scrambling all around today. And I just now came back from my evening classes. And I had to dash out to put this stuff up and had to get ready for the show. So just bear with me as I try to get through the show tonight, as I give you some information what's happening in the Caribbean. Okay. First of all, is climate change changing our animals? Is climate change changing our animals and their patterns? Well, of course, that's the case. What researchers would tell you. But apparently, there's been a Greenland shark sighting in the coast, in the Caribbean waters, off the coast of Belize. Now, the Greenland shark is a cold water shark. It is normally off the coast of, well, you would guess it, Greenland, up north by the Arctic coast. It could live for hundreds of years, but it's been spotted off the coast of the warm Caribbean waters of Belize. So the Journal of Marine Biology said, researchers were tagging tiger sharks in Belize, and they actually ran across the Greenland shark. Now, the journal doesn't say exactly when they saw the Greenland shark, but apparently it was startling enough because Greenland shark was diving some 2,000 feet off the coast of Belize, next to some coral reefs. And so we haven't seen this kind of thing in our region ever. So it's kind of a shock to see a Greenland shark, you know, swimming up to you, swimming in Caribbean waters and warm water. They're cold water creatures. It reminds me of something I saw here in the Bahamas just about 2 months ago. There were orcas, you know, killer whales as they would call them, but they were orca whales swimming off of the coast of Eleuthera. And they were diving and they were jumping up and down in the water. And the tourists who were on an excursion saw these orcas. And I said that was strange because orcas normally don't come down this far to the Caribbean. So it was kind of a shock to see orcas, killer whales, off the coast of Eleuthera, where people could actually film them and see them. I have a friend that has a excursion. He operates an excursion tour, and he took some tourists out one weekend, and they saw these orcas that's swimming off the coast of Eleuthera. And I said to myself, orcas aren't normally down this far in the Caribbean. So what's the case? And in my mind, I can only say that climate change had to push these animals further and further down south into the warmer Caribbean Ocean, because if their climates, if their waters in the north have been changing temperatures and they're becoming like our waters here in the Caribbean, so why wouldn't they think that this whole entire region is their territory? They can swim as far as they want because the temperature doesn't change. The temperature would not change from the north to the south. And so that's where we have climate change really affecting animals, man. And of course, we've all seen what it's done to land animals like polar bears. Polar bears in the Arctic Circle have been emaciated by not having access to food because there are no polar ice caps that they could actually swim around. They could actually catch seals that actually swim on these polar caps. And so they're finding it harder and harder to find seals. Okay, or their food. Okay, seals and fish. So that's what we have now. Climate change is really affecting animals, man. And so a Greenland shark. If you ever seen a Greenland shark, let me see if I can find a picture for you guys to share with you. I'm gonna share my screen with this because you may have seen this before. Greenland shark. Show you some images. It's that white-eyed shark. Almost looks like the father. Let's see here. Let's open up a big picture. This one is from, close this down here. Share my screen right now. 1 second. You probably seen this before. You probably know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Let me show you this picture of this Greenland shark. Share the screen. Pay no mind to my tabs. So, okay, have you guys seen this? Yeah, I guess you've seen this before. This is a Greenland shark, and they're only in the northern coast, the northern waters, man. And they're all the way down off the coast of Belize. Social researchers have said. This is the science.org. So yeah, look at that, man. Start the share. So yeah, so climate change is affecting animals now. And we're having predators down as far as the Caribbean Sea, because orcas are predators. They're looking for food. They are predatory animals. That means they're looking for groupers, they're looking for dolphins, they're looking for porpoises, they're looking for all sorts of things that they can't find in their northern territory. Because either overfishing or climate change have pushed them all the way down south. So we have to be careful when we're dealing with nature, man. This climate change is a real serious affair. And we have to take it seriously, man, because we see the animals are changing. Once the animals start changing, that's a red flag to you right there. That's a huge red flag. So we have to move post-haste to deal with these environmental issues. Okay? These environmental issues that are really affecting animals that are going to affect us sooner rather than later. You know? Because we don't know what the Greenland shark is going to do to the ecosystem here in the Caribbean. We're not sure what it's going to change. We're not sure what it eats. We're not sure what it's going to take away from us. That's going to change our patterns, change our fishermen's patterns, change our diet, change our ecosystem, change our waters. Who knows? So we have to be mindful of that, man. Yeah. So that's the first topic. Oh, I want to say congratulations to Nicki Minaj. She was won an award for Little Miss at the inaugural Caribbean Music Awards that was held on October 31st. So she recorded the song with Skeng out of Jamaica, and they won Collaboration of the Year for dancehall and reggae. Okay, she won at the inaugural Caribbean Music Awards. Now, of course, you know, we spoke about this Caribbean Music Awards before. They have acknowledged Barris Hammond, and they've acknowledged Michelle Montano for the and Buju Band for the Humanitarian Award, Michelle Montano for the Lifetime Achievement Award. I forgot what they gave Barris Hammond. Let me go find and see what they found for Barris Hammond. They scheduled for Barris Hammond. Caribbean Music Awards. Remember, Buju Band won the Humanitarian Award. Let's see what Michelle Montano. Michelle Montano got the Lifetime Achievement Award. And now let's see what Barris Hammond got. Barris Hammond received an Elite Icon Award and also won Male Artist of the Year Award for reggae. Okay. Oh, the whole show was hosted by Wyclef Jean, the Haitian sensation Wyclef Jean. Yeah, it was held on August 31st. So I want to say congratulations to Nicki Minaj, Michelle Montano, Barris Hammond, and Buju Banton for their awards they received at the inaugural Caribbean Music Awards. And no one could be more fitting to win these awards than those four people. You know, Nicki Minaj is from Trinidad. People don't realize Nicki Minaj is Trinidadian. Her real name is Maharaj. Let me get right spelling her name. Minaj. And they actually label her as a Trinidadian rapper. Onika Tanya Mirage Petty, known as Nicki Minaj. The Trinidadian-born rapper. She was born in St. James, Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago in 1982. Now, of course, she's married to her husband. Her name is Petty. What's her husband's real name? Kenny Petty. She's married to Kenny Petty. Okay. So, yeah, she's born in Trinidad, man. She moved to New York with her family at an early age. And so, you know, I just want to say congratulations. But Caribbean people, they go and they shine everywhere they go. They go and they shine everywhere they go, Caribbean talent. And, you know, we have some of the greatest people here in this region. We have some of the greatest people out there in this region. None better than our own Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. She is of Jamaican descent. Her father's Jamaican. We said it before several times in the show. We're very proud of her. Okay. And in the field of entertainment, there's no one better than our Caribbean artists. Yeah, the great Sidney Poitier was a Bahamian. Okay. The great Sidney Poitier, the first Black male actor to win an Academy Award, was Sidney Poitier. He was born in Cal Island, my father's hometown, my grandmother's hometown, Cal Island, right here in the Bahamas. And so we just want to say congratulations to all the Caribbean entertainers and artists that participate in the Caribbean Music Awards. And we just want to say thank you for their support and thank you for them actually coming out there and showing us, giving us hope and giving us music, giving us something to enjoy and putting themselves out there and giving us their talent and sharing that with the world. So I just want to say thank you to them, man. Okay, so that was that. So like I say, this is a real throwaway show. I didn't really come prepared tonight to really talk. I was scrambling up and down for class tonight, and hopefully you guys enjoy what I have to say. I'm not going to be here very long. That's enough to get you know that I'm here tonight, and we're going to continually build on what we've been building on so far with the show. New breaking news happened over the last 2 or 3 hours. Apparently, 2 earthquakes rattled several Caribbean islands in the last 24 hours. This is according to the Seismic Research Center at the St. Augustine campus at the University of the West Indies. There were no immediate reports of damage or injuries linked to the tremors. The center said the latest quake with a magnitude of 4.2 occurred at 9:45 a.m. this morning. That's Monday, at a depth of 10 kilometers. It was felt 111 kilometers south northeast of Roseau, the Dominican capital, 301 kilometers southeast of Pointe-à-Pitre in the French island of Guadeloupe, and 142 kilometers northeast of Fort-de-France, Martinique. That's the real hurricane. That's a real earthquake belt right there in the Caribbean, between Trinidad to let's say Guadeloupe and Dominica and parts of Antigua. And they get tremors all the time. Some are really severe, some aren't that severe. But I guess it was 2 earthquakes back to back, so they had to actually report that. So yeah, no damage. Everyone's safe. So along with the hurricane season, we have to deal with earthquakes, man. You know, I spoke to the lead scientist at the Seismic Center. So I can remember her name. Joseph, Miss Joseph. Miss Joseph was her name. Let me get a full name for you. Sorry. Because I had to ask what's going on with all these Eurocilla Joseph. Eurocilla Joseph. She is the head, Dr. Eurocilla Joseph. She's the head volcanologist at the Seismic Research Center at the St. Augustine campus at the University of West Indies. And we spoke to her several times. But last time we spoke to her, we asked her, what's going on with all these earthquakes in the region? And she said, these are just regular tremors that happen all the time. Sometimes they're reported, sometimes they're not. And she said there's nothing to do with any kind of oil drilling, any kind of man-made activity. This is just a normal tectonic shifting of the plates. So no one has to be alarmed. And she said to herself, I got it right from the horse's mouth. And none better than Miss Eurocilla Joseph. You know, and she told me that several months ago. It's a story on Caribbean Magazine. Plus, if you go and you search our archive, you'll see we actually spoke to Eurocilla Joseph. Let me give you the correct spelling of her name. That's Erouscilla, Eurocilla Joseph. She's a chief volcanologist she's a director at the University of the West Indies Seismic Research Center at the St. Augustine's campus in Trinidad. So yeah, that's the case there. And so we just got to be mindful of that, man. You know, that is nothing to do with any kind of oil drilling, any kind of man-made activity. It just so happens that the plates shift every now and then. So don't be alarmed. Don't get scared. The earth isn't opening up. God isn't coming and destroying the Caribbean. Just be careful when you're out there. And we hope that doesn't spread into anything made more than what it is. But apparently what Dr. Joseph said, that this is what it is. I mean, this happens on a regular basis here. There are always tremors. Another story that's happening, some good news as well. Apparently tourism has rebounding so significantly in the Caribbean that is leading growth straight across most of the Caribbean countries. So tourism is back, revenge tourism is back. So if you want to book a trip right now, I want to tell all the people who are out there who are thinking about coming to the Caribbean, come to the Caribbean, pick an island. Hopefully you pick the Bahamas, with the Bahama and Atlantis resorts. So yeah, tourism is often popping here in the Caribbean as leading growth 100 times over. It can't be beat. Can't be beat. So yeah, the IDB said that in their report was the Caribbean economies at a crossroads. IDB report. It's part of their quarterly report series for the Caribbean. So they named it the Caribbean at a crossroads in their IDB quarterly report. And the report said the global economy and the Caribbean regional economies are at a crossroads. In general terms, tourism-oriented economies have recovered more rapidly than expected from the sharp pandemic-induced contraction of 2020. Because, you know, in 2020, all the tourism spots closed. The borders were closed. Nobody could get in and out of most of these Caribbean countries, of any of these Caribbean countries, actually, frankly, because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But since opening, people have been surging back into the Caribbean, and people have called it this quote-unquote revenge tourism, okay? Revenge tourism is still a thing. It's still going very strong. And right now, what people are really seeing now, that they're seeing the steady growth of tourism in the off-season as well. Because usually you had tourism only for the winter periods, but now we're seeing a sustained growth from 2022 now to 2023 of tourism, strong tourism growth in the summer months, outside the spring break. In the summer months, that's between, let's say, May to about September. People are still coming, so that's a strong trajectory of growth. So now that means that when it comes down to wintertime, it only could be even stronger growth. There's more opportunities for growth for tourism. People want to travel. People want to come there. People want to come to the Caribbean, man. So be mindful of that and build accordingly. You know, invite as much resorts come and build properties, build inventory for these people to actually sleep at, and have something to do for these people. You know, have something for them to do. Don't just have like sun, sand, and sea. Have something else, man. Have some nice fairs, some nice events, some nice, let's say, attractions that people can actually participate in your economy with, man. Take them sightseeing and let them see everywhere across the island. Even the bad parts of your country, let them see, man. So yeah, and they also said after the economic recovery of 2021, 2022, key forecasters expect a global economic slowdown in 2023. However, that slowdown is mostly driven by an expected slowdown in advanced economies. That said, those advanced economies remain the key drivers of demand for Caribbean tourism exports. So even that those advanced economies like the United States and Europe, they're slowing down. People are still wanting to travel because they still remember what it's like to be shut down in 2020 and 2021 and not being able to travel. So they're spending their disposable income to travel to the Caribbean. That's a good thing. We encourage that. We encourage that greatly. So yeah, we have a good thing going on here in the Caribbean. I don't think people realize the good thing we have here. Most of these economies are stable. Yeah, we have some wayward hooligans that run around, and we're having a crime problem here. But that's aside. That's really isolated to these young fools fighting over turf that they don't even own. Okay, and yeah, some of us have some political leaders that we could do without, but still, it's a lovely place to visit. It's still a lovely place to come. It's still a lovely place to live, actually. And so, with that being said, yeah, it's pretty good, man. Tourism is strong across all the Caribbean countries, from Jamaica to Bahamas to Barbados to Belize. Tourism is strong in every Caribbean country. Oh, I just want to show you guys something else. Let me share my screen here too, because I ran across this thing called dad jokes. I've been vibing on these YouTube shorts for quite some time, man. Let me share my screen again. So let me start playing this for you, man. This is from some guys, dad jokes, Theo Wizard. He clips it. These are the stupidest jokes ever. Ah. Oh my God, they're so dumb. Oh, they're so dumb and stupid. Yeah, I like frivolous stuff like that. It helps me to unwind, man. It helps me to get down from the regular day. You know, I appreciate coming home and listening to a bit of frivolity every now and then. It really makes me unwind and gives me a good feeling, man. Because after all day from about 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm up on the grind. I start my gym, then I get ready for work and 9 to 5 job, and then I have school. So I'm on full blast from about 4 a.m. straight until about 8 p.m. in the night. And so I need those moments of frivolity that I can really enjoy myself and unwind. So yeah. So back to Nicki Minaj though. I wonder when, you know, she's gonna come back to Trinidad. Because remember when she tried to come to Trinidad And people were saying she was being a culture vulture. You know, they saying she was trying to be a fake Trinidadian, but she's from Trinidad. Own your people. They said because she doesn't visit often, but then now she's visiting now. And she's never dismissed her Trinidadian heritage. You know, she's never dismissed that. She's never rejected Trinidad. She just lives in New York now. And she has to go where she has to live where she lives. And aren't you happy for that she actually moved to another country and made a success out of herself? You know, so you can't really discount Nicki Minaj, man. You know, booty's fake, but I think we got over that part. We know it's fake. Everyone knows it's fake. It's ridiculously fake. Okay. And I think she wanted to be outrageous. But she's the best female rapper that I've heard since Little Kim and Rod Digger. And actually, you can make an arguable case that she's probably better than Little Kim and Rod Digger. And some people would say that she's better than Little Kim and Rod Digger. But no, I think Little Kim is probably the best female rapper that ever lived. No disrespect to Nicki Minaj, but Little Kim, her bars were just off the chain. Her lyrical display was just, you know, unmatched by any female rapper, from Queen Latifah to MC Lyte. Now I'm a Queen Latifah fan, and I'm an MC Lyte fan, but trust me, Lil' Kim, her lyrics were off the chart. And well, the thing is, she got too sexual after a while, but you have to expect that, you know, because we haven't been reining our women in the way we should. And so they tend to go off the rails. I don't mean to sound misogynistic or sexist, but you've seen the culture. You've seen the culture. Now we went from Lil' Kim being sexy to now we're having people like Sukiyana talk about eating ass. And sorry for that. The logarithms, right? And we also have the song called Pound Town. Nicki Minaj is on that song too. Yeah, and Pound Town from Sexy Red. And that's how we've let our women just go away from us, man. We've let them degenerate to such an extent that they're singing about this filth, man. That's not hip hop. That's not hip hop at all. That's not hip hop at all. That is just vulgar filth. And that just shows you how we've allowed our women to just go off on the rails. We've allowed them to get too far. Men have not taken the responsibility to take care of their women the way they should. And they've allowed the women to do and say anything they want to, man. That's not the way we take care of a society. We can't allow the next generation of young people listening to this, and even their kids listening to that, and being turned on by that, and being, you know, swayed by music that's just pure filth, man. We've lost our women. I was talking to my cousin, a female cousin, the other day. She said to me, Yori, they don't speak for me. Right? No, but they speak for a lot of other women as well, too. And we've lost them, man. And I'm hurt by that. We've lost them. Now, the average woman you can't even speak to anymore in any kind of fashion because they feel empowered by it. I remember I got into an argument, a Facebook argument. There was this girl, she was doing these stripper classes. That's fine with itself. Okay. A lot of women are encouraged by it. They call it exercise. Fine. Okay. You're going to learn exercise from a stripper. That's fine. No problem. But the argument I got into with her was that she was promoting her class in front of some billboards of some female heroes in this country who stood for a lot more than just shaking their ass on YouTube or on Facebook or on social media. You know, these were former senators, these were former political leaders. These women had substance. And so she decided to shake her ass in front of these women. And it was a total disrespect. And just roll back all these things. Those women stood for the suffragette movement. They stood for women's equality, women's rights, women's right to vote. Those women stood for a lot of stuff. To have some, you know, girl in her short tights just promoting her stripper class and degenerating those women to that extent. That was a real shame. And so I got in an argument. And of course, you know, with today's society, these young people, they're all into that kind of stuff, right? So I look at the old fuddy-duddy, but that's okay. I don't mind looking at the old fuddy-duddy, the old guy that's stick in the mud, the conservative guy, because I stood for some moral fiber. I stood for something, some character. I stood for something, man. And even though it was only a Facebook argument, it just shows you how we've let society degenerate to such an extent. Why would you accept something like that? She is there shaking her ass in provocative clothing in front of statues and memorial of women who was fought for the suffragette movement and women who fought for women's rights in this country. So they fought for the rights for you to shake your ass in front of them like that. Show some respect to them, at least show some respect to them and their work. At least do it somewhere else down the street where it's appropriate. No, and I don't run from that either, man. Do it somewhere else where it's appropriate. That was just so disrespectful, man. And not that I know these women to any great extent. I don't know these women. I just found the tone and tenor of that to be disrespectful. I'm not going to call the girl's name either. I'm not going to call her stripper class either, but just to say that it was filthy and disgusting. And of course, she did it for likes and she did it for promotion. I hope she got some classes out of it. I hope she made some money out of it because that's about all she's going to make from that. You know, here I am fighting for the sanctity of what's righteous and what's right. And we have people jumping all over me saying I'm some kind of conservative fuddy-duddy. I need to get with the times. You know, I got cursed at, man, over some little rank-tailed little girl shaking her ass in front of statues of women who meant something, man. Women who stood for something. Women with character and fiber and moral fiber and class and dignity and with fortitude and strength. You know, I got riled out for that, man. So I guess you gotta even tell people like Sexy Red and Nicki Minaj that these songs are just absolutely vulgar. They know it's vulgar. They just looking for attention. And that's what we mean. We've let our women just go strictly astray. We let them go so far away from us, man. I don't think we get them back. They have to crash into the wall. They have to crash into that four wall that they all run into at the end of the day. And that's how we could find a woman of this batch of wasted women. Or we could find someone of that batch who's actually worth something. But like my cousin said, you know, these people don't speak for her. Sexy Red doesn't speak for her. Sukiyana doesn't speak for her. That's fine. You know, you maybe find someone with a bit of character. But then that's still, though. Yes, goes to show, but how far down would my cousin go? How far down would these women go? They probably may not cross the line of Sexy Red or Sukiyana, but there's still some things that need to be worked on. They're not the women of my mother's generation or my grandmother's generation at the very least. They're not the women of that generation. Those women had respect and they understood their role. And not to say they should be stuck in the kitchen making babies. No, they understood decency in the streets. They understood how to conduct themselves as ladies with class and pride. You know, not walking around like whores, shaking their ass anywhere they go. They were into that. Mind you, they had a bunch of kids though. Some of them had law firms. I think that's where it started. You know what the term law firm is? These old women who had these like 6 or 7 kids, and everyone had a different last name, like Joey Smith and Carla Johnson. All the brothers and sisters, but all have different last names. So yeah, some of our grandmothers were really filthy back in the day too. But so I think we lost that argument from then, you know, and we still have to blame the men because we took advantage of these women by giving them all these kids. We saw her with 2 kids, with 2 different babies. We gave her another one because of our pride and our ego, because we wanted to make children with her. That is just absolutely disgusting, man. We've done that. And so now what do you expect the other generation of young people to say when they've seen our grandparents, some of our grandparents do that? Not with the same man, with different men. So this is what we have now. We talk about our young boys being wayward and shooting guns in the street. We have to talk about these foreign young girls we have in the streets now. We have to talk about that, man, because they are raising the next generation of people. We cannot dismiss that. Yes, women have made some strides. Yes, they're doing better. Yes, they're stronger, but they have lost their moral fiber and their moral integrity. And we can't look at them with the same class. I don't care how much of a lawyer she is. I don't care how much of a doctor she is. If she doesn't carry herself with class and respect, she is trash. She is trash. You can be a lawyer as much as you want, maybe. Well, if you don't carry yourself with class and some dignity, and you're not out there whoring around the place, you're trash to me. You're useless. You are useless. And I said very, very firmly, very, very directly, man. And my producer's probably going to come in there and ask me what the hell am I talking about, right? But still, though, I'm very upset with that. And men have to take control of. Men have to take control. My producers look at you all kind of strange eyes. Men have to take control of the next generation of young girls. We have to mold them to be proper young ladies and teach them what it is to be a woman to a man, how to be a nice female to a man. You can still go to class, you can still go to school, you can still develop yourself. However, you need to carry and conduct yourself with a bit of decorum and not like these ratchet junglers out here who do any and everything, who the society has let grown up on their own. We think we've let these young boys grow up on their own. We've let some of these young girls grow up on their own as well. And they're leading the next generation, man. So we have to take that into consideration, man. We really have to take stock of that, man. We can't allow it to fester on because what's going to happen next? I don't hear from, I hope you didn't hear that from that little intervening sound from SpongeBob SquarePants. I accidentally played that, but the sound is off. Anyways, the share sound is off, so probably didn't hear that. So Yeah, like I said, start back from the top. You know, the Greenland shark is here. And like I said, we've seen some orca whales here, some orcas in the Caribbean as well. We've seen them off the coast of Eleuthera. And this Greenland shark was spotted off the coast of Belize. Now, all those are cold water marine animals, right? They're spotted out as far as the Caribbean Sea. That means the climate is changing. They have seen the Caribbean as their new stopping ground, their new feeding ground, breeding ground. So we have to be mindful of that and watch out for that as we move forward. Climate change is really changing these animals and they're changing their direction towards us. So we have to be mindful of that. And also we want to say congratulations to Nicki Minaj for winning the best collaboration of the year with Skang, Jamaican, with their song Little Miss. Now, I haven't heard the song, but you know, congratulations that she won the inaugural award at the inaugural Caribbean Music Awards that was held in Brooklyn on August 31st. So congratulations to Nicki Minaj. And also congratulations to all the other artists that won awards as well. Michelle Montana with the Lifetime Achievement Award, Paris Hammond with the Elite Icon Award, and Buju Banton with the Humanitarian Award at the Caribbean Music Awards, hosted by Wyclef Jean, the Asian sensation. Yeah. We also spoke about those 2 earthquakes that happened around Guadeloupe and Martinique and Dominica. So yeah, 2 small tremors off the coast. Nothing too major, just enough to just really shake up some of these countries, but no one's really hurt. No structural damage has happened. So just pray for those people that nothing really happens moving forward. That was just those small tremors, those were it. So yeah, be careful of that. So I think we're gonna get out of here, man. Like I said, I was prepared to do the show tonight. I just rushed from class. I rushed late. So yeah, I rushed here. I was moving kind of late. So I just want to thank you guys for actually joining me today and actually staying there for about a half hour or so for the show. Like I said, no more Wednesday night shows. We cancel those for the time being, only Friday nights. So I'll see you again on Friday nights as well. So I just want to say thank you guys. And if you have not done so, please like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube page. Our Facebook and YouTube page, LimeVibe77. That's LimeVibe77 on Facebook and YouTube. And also, there's a donate link inside the description. So you could share, you could actually donate to the LimeVibe podcast. Anything that so moves your heart. It's an open donation. So anything that moves your heart to donate to the LimeVibe podcast, we will accept it. So please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and donate. So I'll see you guys on the next show on this Friday. So good night.